GoPro needed years to develop the Max 2. And after testing it for a couple of months, I can tell you it's not what they promised. So let's inspect. Hey yo, so good to see you. I'm the TechMishka. And yeah, that's right. It's an Insta360 selfie stick and the GoPro MAX 2 on top, and I'll explain why in a moment. Before I go any deeper, I want you to keep two things in mind for the entire video. First, at times it has been really painful to work with this review. And second, GoPro moved away from umbrella processors a few years ago, and now they use the self-developed GP chips for powering the Hero line and now the Max line. The Max 2 in particular is running their newest, supposedly most advanced and capable version, although it has been released a few years ago. And yes, this camera can do impressive things, but the story is far from perfect. Daytime image quality is truly where the Max 2 shines and matters and makes sense. Because when there is enough light, it delivers awesome results, and if you're passionate about editing, you can squeeze out some incredible visuals. No question, Max 2 can produce great footage, and if you want to master GoPro-style edits, Chris Rogers' Max 2 review is a masterclass about how to do it. But there are clear restrictions that you're gonna have to accept, such as the resolution options, which are noticeably more limited compared to the Osmo 360, for instance. And while the image can look sharp, dynamic and exciting, Max 2 doesn't give you the same flexibility or headroom that you're going to get with an Insta360 or a DJI action camera. Low light performance now, and this is where things start to fall apart. And luckily, I can describe the experience with just one word: disaster. It's kind of funny how luckily and disaster ended up in the same sentence earlier, but looking at the footage, I think you understand why. If it's really dark, there's nothing you can do in order to make it look better. No trick, no setting, no profile, nothing. If you want meaningful low light improvement, you're gonna need to look at the Osmo 360 or the Insta360 X5. Even in scenes that are just slightly shadowy, the Max 2 struggles. This isn't anything new. We've seen similar low light weaknesses throughout the entire GoPro lineup, especially on the Hero cameras. Meanwhile, competitors have been offering noticeably better low light results for the last few years at least. To be fair, action cameras are still mostly used during daytime, so let's move to something GoPro actually did fairly well this generation: the design. Unboxing feels familiar, very GoPro-like, maybe even similar to the original Max. It's clean, it's premium feeling, and reflects GoPro's commitment to environmentally friendlier packaging, or at least the commitment to make us believe they care about that. The camera itself is basically one big heat sink, a huge and a heavy one. My guess? They pushed their GP2 architecture to the absolute limit in order to handle 8K spherical modes and had to engineer a massive heat-dissipating body in order to compensate. And yes, it does keep temperatures under control for about 23 minutes in my case, if it is static. Never had an issue while the camera was in motion though. One of the best design improvements is the replaceable lens system. It's a major win. But remember, the kit costs more than the Insta360 replacement kit and almost twice more than the Care Refresh option through which DJI would repair your Osmo 360. Now, call me picky, but there is something that genuinely annoyed me. Usually, you can take this bottom plate off. This is, by the way, the Hero 13, and you can swap it for a universal mount, which is using also the DJI standard, which would give you access to two major brands' accessories, and they would share the same ecosystem, which would be fantastic, especially for a person like me. But in this case, I tried, and I couldn't because apparently GoPro extended the screws by possibly a millimeter compared to the Hero 13, meaning that the plate at the moment is not fitting unless I order new screws. And now I'm wondering if this is done because of the additional weight, or it's just to annoy people like me. The battery situation doesn't help either. DJI has used the same battery for the last few generations. GoPro, on the other hand, changes batteries so often, it's hard not to feel like accessories are becoming their business strategy. And let's be honest, a 360-degree camera without a selfie stick in the basic pack is practically useless. So yeah, accessories matter. On paper, regarding the technical specs, the Max 2 looks far more optimistic. Proper 8K modes, a solid single lens mode, water resistance, the replaceable lenses mentioned, the update accessory mount, inbuilt GPS, and that's a big winner, a better display, improved wireless connectivity, and entirely new software, both for your smartphone and your PC. But once you know the hardware, reality sets in. Because the GP2 inside is old and overclocked or not, it still has limits. Made on a 12nm process, and that's way too outdated already. The image sensors, perhaps the same or extremely close to what the Max 1 is using. There's not much meaningfully improvements in terms of real-world performance compared to the original Max, let alone enough to catch up with the direct competitors being Insta360 and DJI. Perhaps the 10-bit and the log modes and maybe the replaceable lenses, they really are easily replaceable. And also the GoPro iconic color science are good reasons to like it, but honestly, I was hoping for a lot more. The software is very GoPro. Consistent, familiar, not exactly modern. You can choose the simplified interface or the Pro-style advanced layout. Functional, but I often needed more time to reach the settings I wanted compared to you-know-who. There are positives though: manual shutter control, ISO control, several color profiles, 10-bit support, and even log mode. As long as you shoot in good light and avoid extreme contrasts, you are going to be happy. Playback, however, is strange. 360-degree footage is locked into a fixed frame on the camera screen, meaning that you cannot freely rotate the sphere during review. So if you want to check what's behind you or at the sides via the camera, you can't, and that's disappointing. The Quick app is alright, just alright. It's not great, but usable. Once you normalize your 360 footage, you can even run it through the Insta360 app for more advanced reframing. The PC software is similarly basic, but thankfully GoPro supports reframe plugins for most major editors, and that part is actually quite solid. Now, for connectivity, we don't have many changes because the underlying hardware hasn't changed at all. Transfers are rather slow, thank you GP2, and wireless compatibility is extremely limited. Same with the batteries. I've already complained about the new model, but I'm gonna keep repeating this. It's annoying and somewhat unfair. Plus, the Hero doesn't support any decent quick charging technology, so it once again falls behind the competition about something that really matters. Up to 65 minutes in 8K mode, 5K 60 is going to run for around 50 to 55, and the lower resolutions are gentler to the processor, therefore the results are slightly better. Drawbacks? No drawbacks. Today you've seen most of the pain points, and instead of listening them again, here's something beautiful: the Max 2's color science during golden hour. Credit where it's due, in these conditions, GoPro absolutely nails it. Skin tones, sky gradients, natural contrast, it's where the company still has its magic. Okay, conclusion time. And that's not going to be easy. So I have a personal rule when I review tech. Every attempt to create good hardware deserves respect. But respect, especially when customers are involved and high prices being paid, it must work both ways. GoPro has a huge community, a passionate one, a community that could be very vocal and that can provide tremendous amounts of feedback, and it did through the years, so that GoPro can design and make better products. But the Max 2, it's the new generation after 6 years. It feels like something designed more for investors and marketers than for creators and community members. Remember what I said at the start, that GoPro ditched Umbrella as a processor supplier because they thought they could do better And because Ambrell started supplying some Chinese brands, and one of these Chinese brands, Insta360, used an Ambrell processor to build what we can call right now the most popular 360-degree camera in the world. They made spherical cameras and spherical video mainstream with Ambrell processors. And GoPro, they lost their lead. The GP2 chip inside, albeit being that old, still offers log, it offers 10-bit video, great color science, I would say decent daytime results, but today's demands, they're different. Priorities have changed, user experience has changed, and the Max 2 feels outdated the moment you start pushing it. And honestly, this should have been called a Max Plus or Max Enduro version or some sort of a refresh, because if I still own the Max 1, I wouldn't see too many reasons to upgrade, even though 6 years have passed, except perhaps for the 4K single lens mode and the 8K upgrade. So I truly hope the promised GP3 generation is going to be something special, because I've used the GoPro as a main action camera for years, and I still believe that they have the best color science when the lighting is right, and I want to see them back, I want to see them successful. But for that, I think they need to come back to their roots, to what made GoPro legendary, being humble, honest, innovative, and community-focused. Because I feel that action cameras, yeah, they might still be very alive, just a lot different. And all we want is GoPro to adapt, bounce back, and deliver. Thank you very much for watching this video. Share with me your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.